NASA keeps us updated on new exoplanet discoveries every day, but a recent finding stunned its audience. TESS, NASA's space telescope, has detected over 150 verified exoplanets so far. You may claim that this is quite different from discoveries, so why don't we look into it? Hey folks, welcome back, and you are watching Skies TL. What are you guys waiting for? Like, share, and subscribe. Basically, the planet that we are about to get into is a gigantic ring gas planet, possibly created by a mysterious solar eclipse, which scientists recently identified. The planet is 50 times the mass of Jupiter and is ringed by a dust ring. You can imagine how big that size would be compared to Earth. According to University of Warwick astronomers, this planet is circling a star more than 1,000 light-years away from Earth. Hugh Osborne, a researcher, has previously discovered that light from the young star is frequently obstructed by a big object. They now believe that these eclipses are triggered by the orbits of an unknown massive planet. Let's take it further. Osborne and colleagues from Harvard University, Vanderbilt University, and Leiden Observatory examined 15 years of data from the wide-angle search for planets and kilodegree extremely little telescope. Hugh Osborne, the main author who identified the odd light curve, said that they found a sign that this was a remarkable item in WASP survey data. But it wasn't until they spotted a second, almost similar eclipse in KELT survey data that they realized they had something remarkable. Yes, they did. They observed that every 2.5 years, the light from a distant star, PDS 110, in the Orion constellation, which is the same temperature and slightly bigger than our Sun, is decreased by 30% for 2 to 3 weeks. There were two notable eclipses witnessed in November 2008 and January 2011. What's intriguing is that during both eclipses, the light from the star changes fast, signaling that the eclipsing object has rings, but these rings are several times bigger than Saturn's rings. Assuming the dips in brightness are caused by an orbiting planet, the next eclipse is expected to occur in September of this year, and the star is brilliant enough that amateur astronomers from all across the world will be able to watch it and collect fresh data. Only then will we know what causes the enigmatic eclipses. PDS 110 will be the first known orbital period for a large ring system if verified. The eclipse in September will allow us to examine the complicated structure around PDS 110 in greater detail for the first time, potentially proving that what we are witnessing is a gigantic exoplanet and its moons in the process of construction. According to the researchers, moons might be growing in the habitable zone orbiting PDS 110, implying that life could survive in the system. The eclipses may also be used to uncover circumstances for the formation of planets and their moons early in a star's existence, offering a unique insight into the forming processes that occurred in our solar system. Alas, if you keep all those other exoplanets aside, there's this cooler section of habitat with Earth-like structures out there in the darkness. When humans first started looking up at the sky, the first idea that sprang to his mind was, are we really alone in the universe? Over time, we discovered planets orbiting the Sun that were billions of kilometers apart, constituting our solar system. NASA has gone now beyond that cosmic limit, confirming that there are over 5,000 planets waiting to be discovered in deep space. NASA has verified the presence of nearly 5,000 such planetary bodies surrounding stars outside our solar system, with the finding of 65 new planets, marking a new milestone in space exploration. The NASA Exoplanet Archive has received 65 new options to study, which may have compositions that support the presence of water, bacteria, gases on the surface, or possibly life. This is serious now. We could get ourselves a new home if we were to face an extinction-level event soon on Earth. Now, just joking. But still, there are chances with our current scenario of climate changes and new diseases. Or even if it doesn't, who wouldn't want to leave Earth for the possibility of seeing an exotic exoplanet? With hundreds confirmed and the number of exoplanets discovered every day, you could get fortunate. Around half of all sun-like stars are estimated to be capable of supporting life. Anyways, these discoveries could really change the way we see or basically hope for our future space discoveries. The composition and properties of the 5,000 exoplanets identified so far vary greatly. Small rocky planets like Earth, gas giants many times the size of Jupiter, and hot Jupiters in dangerously tight orbits around the stars are among them. Apart from them, there are these super-Earths, which are potentially larger rocky worlds than our own, as well as mini-Neptunes, which are smaller copies of our system's Neptune. Planets circling two stars at the same time, as well as planets orbiting the collapsed remnants of dead stars, have also been identified in the previous 3 decades. It's not just a number after all. We are all fascinated by these planets because we know nothing about them. Astronomers have long claimed that the Milky Way galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of such planets. A stunning image captured by the James Webb Space Telescope reveals hundreds of galaxies in a single frame, each with the potential for more such distinct, unknown planets. Finding out such planets isn't as easy as telling, though. Planet discovery and identification is a time-consuming, laborious process that needs years of poring through data from ground-based and space-based instruments. Do you know that the first planet discovered in 1995 around a sun-like star was a hot Jupiter? Yes, this was a gas giant approximately half the mass of our own Jupiter in an unusually tight 4-day orbit around its stars. In other words, a year on this planet lasts only 4 days. Finding tiny, rocky worlds like our own needed the next significant step forward in the exoplanet hunting technology, the transit approach. This is one of the most prevalent strategies for detecting planets or planet-like candidates. William Borucki, an astronomer, devised the notion of connecting very sensitive light detectors to a telescope and then launching it into space. For years, the telescope would scan a field of more than 170,000 stars, looking for minuscule dips in illumination as a planet crossed a star's face. If these dips are consistent throughout time, it implies that something is obstructing the starlight, indicating the presence of a planetary object. The final question that revolves around this part is that, are we alone? Yes, so far. As the number of planetary candidates increases dramatically, astronomers throughout the world feel there is a good chance we may uncover anything like life in outer space in the near future. We haven't been able to investigate these planets in depth thus far. If you ask us how we feel about these findings, we'd say it's a mixture of satisfaction and astonishment at what we've discovered. None of us expected such a diverse range of planetary systems and stars. It's incredible. Especially with new telescopes like the James Webb Telescope, we are moving fast through time. The James Webb Telescope will be a reliable one and a far better one than the Hubble in uncovering more than what Hubble did. Exoplanets were primarily science fiction when Hubble was launched, but investigating exoplanets became one of its principal missions. And guess what? The new James Webb Telescope is going to take over the same work and go even further with its work. The Webb Telescope is intended to assist scientists in discovering more about the early cosmos. Well, we won't be looking at the universe the same way we look at it now within a few decades. You know that. The current scenario predicts almost around 300 million potentially livable worlds in our galaxy. Oh, hold on a second. Don't pack your bags just yet, for as these strange planets indicate, you might be in for a holiday from hell. You might need to wait for more, and for that, stay tuned to Skies TL. So coming to the end of the video, what do you think of this discovery? Moreover, what do you think of today's episode? Anyways, drop in your views about today's video in the comment section below. That's about it today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you are at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you loved today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will meet again in the next one.